Arin was an old man who lived in a small village. He had a tiny house and a little farm. He didn't have much money, but he was always happy. People in the village often came to him for advice because he was wise. One day, a young merchant named Theo came to the village. Theo was very rich. He had bags full of gold and many expensive things, but Theo was not happy. He always wanted more. Theo saw Arin and said, "Old man, how can you be happy? You have nothing." Arin smiled and said, "Happiness is not about having everything. It is about being happy with what you already have." Theo laughed. "That's silly? Means that's not true. If I had more gold, I'd be happy." Arin thought for a moment and said, "Come with me. I will show you something." Theo agreed. The two started a journey together. They walked through forests, climbed mountains, and crossed deserts. Along the way, Theo found treasures, gold, silver, and gems, precious stones like diamonds. He picked up as much as he could carry. "Look, old man, I have more treasures now," Theo said, but his bag was so heavy that he walked slower and became tired. Arin carried nothing but a small bag of food and water. He walked easily and smiled the whole time. One day they reached a cave. Arin said, "Inside this cave is the secret to happiness." Theo ran inside excited, but the cave was empty except for a big mirror. When Theo looked in the mirror, he saw himself. His face looked tired, and he was bent under the weight of his treasures. The ground in the cave began to shake. Rocks started to fall. "Leave the treasures and run," Arin shouted. Theo tried to carry his treasures, but they were too heavy. He dropped them and ran out of the cave just in time. The cave collapsed behind him. Theo sat by a river outside the cave. He looked sad. "I lost everything," he said. Arin smiled and said, "No, you didn't lose everything. You found the truth. Happiness is not in gold or treasures. The more you want, the heavier your life becomes. Be happy with what you have." Theo thought about it and realized Arin was right. He felt lighter and smiled for the first time in a long time. From that day on, Theo lived a simpler life. He stopped chasing more and started enjoying what he already had. Moral: happiness comes from being content, not from having more.